Hey, how's it going? My name is Jackson here with Quality Electric. I'm going into my fourth year of my apprenticeship here.
I'm Justin, and I'm going in my third year.
Today we're just going to go through a few questions in the day-to-day as an electrical apprentice and answer a few questions and have a conversation from there. So I actually didn't start off in the electrical field. I started doing construction. I was doing framing out of Boston. Then work ended up getting slow, so I ended up going to work with an electrician, and I fell in love with it from there, and here I am today.
I never really worked with hand tools, so it was kind of odd for me to get into this type of field, but I went to college for business at first, and they had an electrical program in the college that I was going to, and I switched to it, and I haven't looked back since. It's been an amazing opportunity for me to have.
Coming from a construction background, it definitely helped me to start my career in the electrical field, but there still is a lot to know. You can read all the books that you want, but I would say that the biggest thing as far as getting better in this trade is just to work and get that experience and time in on jobs.
I kind of had the opposite experience because, like I said, I came from not really knowing much, so it was a real struggle at first, but it's amazing to see the difference in 3 years that I've made.
So something that I would say someone from the outside or someone that doesn't know much about this trade is that every day is so different. You may someone may think, oh, just putting up lights, changing plugs. But you really never know what you're gonna do every day. You could be in a restaurant one day, a house like this one day, and then in a commercial building the next, so.
What's nice about being in the trades is that you get to learn about simple framing, simple plumbing. You get a little taste of everything.
Yeah, that's true.
So I originally started in new construction where it was a regular 7 to 3:30, and switching to service with Eric, it's very different days. So you get home at random times basically every day, but the original time is 3:30. I mean, just like yesterday, I got home at around, I think, 5:30. So it definitely ranges from time to time.
Yeah, you never really know what time you're going to get out, but Eric with Quality Electric is really good about family and life balance, so you never have to be worried about that either. I obviously made a lot of mistakes as an apprentice, still learning, but one that comes to mind was the first company I worked at. We did a whole rough-in of a house, and every wire was labeled going to the panel, so that way you know what breaker size you're putting it on, what to label the panel afterward, all of that. And I was trying to stay busy. I'm like, oh, this will be good. I'll clean up. All the wires were different lengths. So I pulled them all to the same length and cut them and taped it up and coiled it up. And the next day they're like, none of the wires are labeled. I was like, oh, caused for a couple hours more of work and frustration figuring out what they were.
As an apprentice, you're gonna make mistakes regardless, because like we said before, it's tough. I mean, you're learning, so you're gonna try to prove yourself, and then you end up doing it wrong. I mean, I used to work on apartment buildings at my last company, and I was running the feeders, and it was probably like a 300-foot run or something like that, maybe less, and I cut it too short right before the panel, so we had to rerun the whole thing. So when I was younger, I was always told that it's pretty rough. People are gonna haze you if you don't know anything. Yeah. And then I came here to Quality Electric, and it was the complete opposite. I mean, it's, you can joke around with people, but yeah, at the end of the day, they're a good group of guys, and they taught me very well.
The biggest thing here, opposed to other companies or other apprentices from years ago, like the horror stories you were talking about, the group of guys here at Quality really want you to be a good electrician, take pride in your work, do quality electrical work, and like Justin was saying, still have fun through the day. I would definitely recommend for anyone that's willing and wanting to learn this field to take up the apprenticeship program. You're gonna learn a lot, and you're gonna be challenged a lot too. The biggest thing I would say is don't give up. There's gonna be days where you're thinking of wanting to quit or give up the whole field together, but just try to push through that and get through it, because you will learn a lot and it will be worth it in the long run.
I highly suggest an apprenticeship. The difference between something like this and like a different type of job is that this is like a career. So if you're coming in as an apprentice, you want to make sure that you're treating this like with all your heart, and make sure that you want to be the best electrician that you possibly can. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.
Hey, we gonna keep playing around, or we gonna do some work here today?
Oh.
He's a pro.